Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafts with Mike, and today we're going to be working on stage 2 of the Hogwarts Express and mainly the red section going on, so I can't wait to get some of that in. Thank you very much to the couple of people that left me some tips and tricks on the painting side of things. It's probably a little bit too late to go back over the clay and stuff. I mean, we might be able to drill some of that bulk bit area up there and tidy up the bits that we haven't painted yet, but I'm not really I mean, there, as you can see, it's sort of like chipped a bit. It's still intact, but definitely room for like the clay, as you said, and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. There is a file which I've just seen. I don't know if this is the right one, but you see we've got like a little sprue bit there. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like a pinprick just there. So what I'm going to do is just very carefully take that back a bit and just... It's probably the wrong type of file for this, but... See what we got. I don't like that file very much. That's a round file. I haven't used these files for a while because I've not really had any projects that have required filing, so just have to work with this one for now, but I'll have to dig out my other files. But as you can see, I'm just going to take that back a bit because it is a little bit... There's a lot of flaws in this, so as you can see, I'm just tidying that up a bit, and you can actually make it a little bit more round if you wanted to. So yeah, I'm happy with that, and as you can see, that's took the point off now, so it's just where the mouldings took it out and stuff. So we're gonna get ourselves... Oh my god, where's my paintbrush? Well, mainly working on this, but what I wanted to focus on first of all, these stripes are not very sort of like, they're not indicated. They obviously go somewhere around here because they're striped there, but we can add them on anywhere we like. So I think the main focus for today is we're going to work on this red section here. A couple of people did say to work on the lighter colours first rather than the dark, so I'll take that on board and see whether I want to do that. And this is the red paint that we've got, so let's go and get this going, shall we? So okay, so this is a beautiful red. You can actually feel their water in this. It's quite a lovely... Oh, it's very red, isn't it? Wow. Okay, so yeah, it's had a couple of weeks to well, it's had a whole week to dry actually, so I'm hoping that we can get a lot done. I forgot to order some more brushes from Temu, but I'm gonna go to the range on the weekend and see whether I can pick up some brushes from there, because I dare say they'll do some in there. So I can see from the second one in, as you can see here, there is a second plipe there. So plipe, what does that even make sense? There's a second, this is like the band that goes round. So as I say, it's not really marked out for us, so we can have a bit of an experiment with that and see what we can do. Now, someone did ask where I got this from. This comes from The Works, which is a budget shop here in the UK. So yeah, I'm not really liking this red very much. I would have liked it a little bit darker than that, but as I say, I do have some other paints that I could probably tone it up a bit, but for now I just want to focus on getting this done. So yeah, we also do a bit on the cab work as well, but I think my focus for today will be primarily trying to get most of this engine section done here. So yeah, but yeah, it's a lot more sunnier today, so a bit more daylight now. This colour's obviously used quite a lot because they have given us 2 tubs of that. All the other colours, we've got 2 blacks, 2 reds, and only 1 grey and gold, so just have to be careful with that, you know, and do as best we can with that. As I say, I will go over a second coat if we have enough for us. It is a shame that they don't tell us what type of paint this is, because it would have been really nice if they could have told us the colour of this paint, so that if we run low, you know, we can get some done. As you can see, I'm just taking the bulk out of that because there is a bit of bulk coming up. Now, as I say, I'm not one for painting, so I mainly got this to try and get my skills up a bit more, but I'm all sort of like rusty when it comes to doing painting, so the way I see it, just slap it on. If it covers it, job done. But yeah, we do need to make sure it's nice and neat and stuff, don't we? So now I've got to be careful here, because this part here that we're approaching, it has a black band going around it with a gold top on it. So I don't want to go too close to that just yet. I want to see as much, you know, get as much as we possibly can done around that, and then leave that to dry. Because if you try and go like and paint that and then paint the red on top, you're going to get a colour mix. So it's going to leak into the other colour, and then we'll have to spend time cleaning it up, and yeah, I don't want to be doing that. So so from what I can see here, I've probably gone over that a bit, but that's fine, because as you can see, that ridge looks like it's that part there and that part there that's the band. Now the middle of that's going to be black, so I can cover that quite easily, but I'll try and remember for the side that we've got here to do. So yeah, now these will be done in 30-minute sessions. I'm not going to spend an hour on it, because obviously we need to break it up into sections so the, you know, it dries and stuff. So yeah, but I'm quite pleased with it. As I say, here there are places where it's, you know, it does need another coat on it, but I'm quite happy with the progress so far. So I'm not going to go too close to the edge on this one again, because it's got that band on it. So I'll turn the model around in a minute and just tidy up the other edge in a minute, but I want to carry on and get right up to the top of this where we can. And I've still got loads of paint left, so it's really cool. Very happy with that. Oops. Don't want to go up too close, because this little nugget part here, that little block part, I think that's what that part is. But as I say, a black will go over that quite easily. Probably a few coats might have to hide it, but sometimes when you do the first coat, it doesn't always cover it, so then you have to like go back over it and stuff. So yeah, so I need sort of like a thinner brush for this section around here, because this is where the 2 parts meet. So let's just tidy up this section here, because that section is going to be quite fine, and that's covered in red, so that's no problem there. Need a very thin brush for that part. I don't want to risk going over the edge to get it on that black pipe, you see, so I don't want to go too far in. And now I've said that, that's probably gonna flick onto it. So yeah, okay, so let's put that round that way, because we've got a couple of the, it's quite an awkward section here, because I've got to get right up into here. So Now, someone did mention saying about airbrushing it. Unfortunately, or was it a primer? Something to do with an airbrush or primer. Unfortunately, I don't have an airbrush. I've never actually used one before, so I wouldn't know where the best place to get them. Probably Amazon, but yeah. So let's turn this round and sort of tidy up this stage round here. Now, I do appreciate that it does look a bit wish-washy at the moment. That is because obviously this is the first coat and I'm experimenting with what I'm working with here. So I don't really want to splash it all up and, you know, have no paint left. So very happy with the progress so far though. I think it's coming out quite nice. Now both of them are red by the looks of it, so that's good. I'm happy with that. We can probably brush up that a bit. Now this is going to be another black pipe running through there, so yeah. Okie dokie. So, you know, the most nerve-wracking bit is when you get to two colours meeting and you've got to try not to go over the bit that you've already painted. That is, I find that quite challenging. So really need a thinner brush. I keep forgetting to order them, so I'm gonna make sure I do that next time. So yes. So what I'm going to do is this bit round here, that's probably going to need, I'm going to have to get a thinner brush into that little nook and cranny part up the back here, because it's going to be quite awkward with the size of brush that I've got here. So yeah, I'm going to just leave that section like so. Just want to blend that colour in a bit and just try and take out, you see here it's quite lumpified, so just going to tidy that up a bit and brush that in. Oh my god, that's far too much on the brush. Good god. Okay, so on this section here, it's lovely to see a bit of red in it, because black's quite a classic colour for trains, so I'm absolutely dreading doing all like the fine details. Like, I mean, I think these are stickers anyway, but you know, trying to get it all looking like the Hogwarts Express, you know. So now I was having a look on the works, and apparently they do another one exactly the same, but this other kit has figures with it, so you can actually paint the figures as well. So that was quite interesting. Okay, so you see what I did there? I brushed it using that very corner bit and brushed it right into that crack, or the corner if you like, the cornice. But yeah. So I'm not going to paint any further up here because that's supposed to be black, that bit there. It's just because obviously we must have run out of time on the session that we did previously. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just blend in the colour a bit. Just get rid of all them sort of like patch marks and stuff. As I said, it will look wish-washy until it, like, I've only put like a small coat on, but I will go back over that. So Obviously I don't want to go over it yet because I need to let it dry and stuff. So what we'll do next time is sort of blend that in. Now I have just noticed a problem here. So as you can see, we might have to get a drill on this because that far window here looks like a window, but as you can see on here, it looks like it's been drilled in. So I might have to do a bit of drilling on that because I'm not happy with the fact that that's sealed in. So we'll have to do what we can with that. But yeah, I'm not liking that, so I don't really know why they've done that, but yeah, so what we'll do now is, see again, it's really quite difficult because you've got this big patch there, but then they've got like a yellow border going around it. So I think personally that's just drawn on. So we can go over that with a bit of yellow once that dries. I'm happy with that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Because that little rectangle block, that's going to be the actual where the sticker goes. So sticker will cover that up a bit. So yeah, and all round here is red as well, so yeah. Okay. Do you know, I never thought I would be doing painting as like a hobby. I actually don't really enjoy painting, but you know, it's good to like get other things to do. So, and I haven't forgot about the Peter Rabbit. I keep promising you that, and I really must do that. So I will hopefully dedicate some time next week to do that. But it's just, I got it all prepped and then I sort of like couldn't be bothered to do it. So yeah, I'll try and find some time next week to do it. Perhaps one day after work on an evening or so. So yeah. Right. So I think what we'll do now is we'll just work on these sections underneath as well, just to bring that into there as well. And there is a black strip that goes on this bar here. So they've got a black strip running down, as you can see. This is like it's like a red strip, and then it goes into a black one. So this part here is going to be a right kerfuffle because this is all black on that part because that's part of the engine. So okay, so that one, we've got a strip going through there. Yeah, that's red. And then there on that arch you've got a sticker saying Hogwarts on it. So yeah, so again I'm going to get right up to that, far up to the top of that as I can, and got to try and not get onto that black bit. So I'll try and get some of that around there and up. I mean, if it goes on it accidentally, that's fine because I can cover that quite easily with the black. So yeah. Now, trying to cover up the yellow would be difficult because obviously it's a lighter colour. So I think what I'm going to do is leave that part there to the very end, maybe. I don't know. I mean, once we've done the top, we could get that on. That's no problem, you know. But just have to watch what we can do at the moment. Okay, so Then we've got to go into this section here. It's very fast drying, it's a glue, but it's very fast drying paint, I have to say. I'm quite impressed with this. Okay, so we've got all sorts going there. I think that's supposed to be, is that a pipe or something? That's going to be covered in black, so I can get around that again quite easily. So, yeah. And it's just this sweep across here. So I can probably just go like that. Get a bit of that sorted out. But again, once it gets to there, we've got that thin band, so I've got to be careful where I go on this. So I'm going to leave that section there. What I'd like to do next is see what we can do with these sleeper parts here. All round here is supposed to be red, so let's give it a bash, see what we can do there. I feel like, I know this is going to sound quite strange, but I feel like I'm actually working on one of the colourful engines from Thomas the Tank Engine. Because it is quite a bright vehicle. I think there's one of them. Is it James? He's the red one, isn't he? So it does feel like that. Now, it doesn't matter if I get that over there because it's got to go over that colour. So just trying to get it to blend in with that. I think my passion, not my passion, sorry, my dream is to try and airbrush a whole model, not paint by hand, but just airbrush it. But first I would need to, I don't just want to like dive into an airbrush. I want to just like do a bit of research on them first and see like what one would be suitable. Like I don't want to get a really cheap one that don't work and is crap, you know, but something that's quite, you know, does the job. So now I'm gonna have to get a thin brush around there because we just need to do that section there. But yeah, so I'm quite amazed with that. I'll show you something in a minute. I'm quite amazed with this. Look at that. Yeah, I've done mainly like all of this and I'm still only got like half of that used. So this is going really, really well. It's spreading out lovely. So this is perfect. But yeah, I'll try and put the links. I think I put the links in last week, but I'll put the links in for both of these models in the video so that you can buy it if you want. But they both come from the works, but I wasn't aware there was another one because when I bought this in Bognor Regis, it was actually just only this one. And then when I was getting the link for the video so that you guys could buy it online, it was actually another one in there with figures in, so that was quite cool. Well, I gotta be saying, I have to say, I'm quite impressed with myself on this. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. Such a fantastic model. Now, I have noticed here, there's a bar that goes along, but I can't work out what that bar is. Is that gonna be this bar here? Because it looks like a very thin rod, but there's a black part in front of it. So I reckon it's something along here, maybe. It's quite a hard one to try and work out what it is. So yeah, I'm undecided about that. As I say, this is going to be quite difficult. It feels like plaster Paris, so if I drill through that, it probably will shatter, and that's my concern. So if anyone knows if anyone has any recommendations to try and put a window into that, what tools and that to use, then do let me know, because I personally feel that should be a window, because as you can see here, as I showed you earlier, it does look like that's been cut out like a window. So I mean, I might be able to do it with a hand drill, but or just chisel it out somehow, but I'm just very not sure, because the same is this side as well. Not really unsure. I'm not really understand why they've done that really, but it's obviously some good enough explanation. But yeah, it's definitely something that I'm looking into doing, and that's when I said I was going to mod it, that's what I was referring to. So I'm thinking about modding that into a window, because I really do feel that should be a window. Okay, so, but it's like, what do we go for? Because if a drill goes on it and it shatters it after, you can do it very carefully and it will shatter, but I don't know if that's the best tool to do that. It could be a case of chiseling it out. I'm not really sure. Now that looks like a handrail, or a handle of some sort, but I'm going to cover that up, because I can't see why you would put a handle on. If like you step on this bit, it's probably a mirror or something, but I'm going to paint all that in, seeing as it's all painted in on the thing. Or if you wanted to, you could mod it and file that off like I did with that point thing up here. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go up this bit as well. It's very Christmassy, isn't it? It's got them classic red Christmassy colours. So, yeah, wow. Okay, so... Sorry, I've got a bit of a... I've had this, cold flu symptoms since, my nephew came round, and yeah, it just don't seem like it's going really. But my brother's got it as well, and he sounds a lot worse than me, so he's really bunged up and stuff. So yeah, so you can barely even talk because it's so croakified, So how are we doing for time? Oh gosh, 28 minutes. Right, this will be our last square, or little cylinder, if you like, that we do. I think we've done quite a lot with that, but yeah, there's definitely some things I want to change on this model, that's for sure. So yeah, and I really must get that clay, because someone mentioned about getting a clay to fill in the cracks in it and stuff. So for example, let me just get this one out of the way, but see again here, what is all this dusty stuff? You see all these flakes of stuff. That's actually, you see that's not me that's put that on. It's flake stuff that's been stuck somewhere in the mold, and it's obviously been incorporated into it. But yeah, what I want to do, there's definitely room for improvement. As I say, I want to mod these windows and get them knocked through. And then what I want to do is, you see this bit here, so this part here is very delicate. It's got a crack in it. So what I might have to do is put some clay under there, or I might have to take this piece off somehow, lift it up, or just temporarily take that off and then put some clay underneath it and just bring that back into alignment, because it still is quite a big gap. So you see, I can still get for example, I can still get this through there. So you see, I need to sort of get some clay or something to fill that in. And I do agree that should have really been done before we started, but I didn't know this model would have so many flaws in it. But it is looking more like Hogwarts now. It's very sort of grainy at the moment, but obviously we need to allow that to dry, and then we can work on a bit more. Now, I'm not going to go back over the black yet. I'm going to wait right till the end once we've got all the detail on. But next week is probably just going to be sorting out some more of the red. We'll definitely do a lot of this black underneath, because all that, I'm thinking I could paint like a black base on it, but all this is pretty much going to be what I tackle next week, I reckon. But yeah, but as I say, if anyone knows or has got any advice on how best to get these windows put through, then do let me know, because my thinking is probably like a chisel of some sort, or maybe like a hand drill. I think if you was to do it with a main drill, like a battery power drill, it's going to be too much pressure on it, and there is a risk that it could shatter. And I'm not just talking here, it could put a crack right the way through the model. So I mean, it's hard to say, because it's very, very delicate. It's that sort of plaster Paris stuff, and as I say, it's the type of material that if you drop it, the chances are it's gonna break into a million pieces. So yeah, I mean, that's not something I want to rush into right now, but obviously it's going to be needing to be done at some point. But I think that's looking pretty good, and we've done the little sleeper down there. But that's what we'll do for this week. So next week we'll do the other black pipe running through here. You've got that black pipe, and then we'll put some wheels and stuff onto it, get some of the detail done for that. But thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Always tap that notification bell, and you'll be notified as when a video pops up on the channel. And as I said, these parts that I've accidentally gone over, I think that was supposed to be black, I can cover that with a black very, very easily. It will cover that quite nicely. But as I say, if you want to get this for yourself, the links are in the video of the description, and we'll see you next Tuesday where we'll get some more detail put onto this. Until next time, take care, bye bye.